So I'm in the strange situation of responding to this comment, which was made as a result of a 6.0 post, but it mentions a DPF, and obviously a PowerStroke 6.0 doesn't have a DPF, but the point is still, that's being made here is still incredibly valid. It's like, hey, look, you can have, and in parentheses I'll add, an OEM truck, an unmolested truck straight off the factory floor, and still have EGR, DPF, and other exhaust restriction issues. That's accurate. What I will tell you is that the reason why you have EGR issues in a 6-liter is because it's starved for flow. The EGR cooler is, as a result of a clogged up oil cooler. And so we talked in this other video about IPR Research's full flow coolant filter kit that we've got available on our site. In fact, here it is. And you install this, and it's going to catch all of the floaties, all of the inline garbage before it ever hits your EGR cooler. So that's one thing off the list. You can check it off the list and say, nope, this is no longer an issue for me now. It still doesn't prevent your air intake from getting clogged up, though, for the time that the EGR cooler is doing its job, which is trying to get the engine to warm up faster. So that's worth understanding. So the EGR system, exhaust gas recirculation, is primarily intended to get the motor to warm up faster. Well, is there another way? And that brings us back to what this video started with as a background, this liquid heat generator thing. Now, this is not good for a 6-liter, but only because the bracketry isn't built yet. So come on, man, all the gajillion followers that we've got, over 3,000 at this point. I know that there's guys with 100,000 followers. I'm just not that cool yet, I guess. But one of you guys surely has a CNC fab shop or whatever, and could fab up the bracketry to allow this to work, this kit in the background here to work in a PowerStroke 6.0. What does this thing do? It's, first of all, it's vehicle ubiquitous. It's got its own ECM, that little guy right there. I feel like, it's like, millions. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But at any rate, so you got this little guy here, which is a ECM. So it's got its own engine control module. It just sees power and ground, and it's happy. And what it does is it spins as an accessory-driven apparatus to develop 10 times the heat of a plug-in space heater. So at 0-degree startup, you'd have heat out of your vents in literally 2 minutes. And it's like, you'd be at full operating temperature in 6 minutes. Well, that's pretty amazing, because what's now going to happen is your engine is going to be running more efficiently, which means that your EGR isn't going to get activated nearly as long, because it's not going to have to be. It's also a conversation about if you have a newer truck, if you have a 17 or newer, 17 or newer is the fitment on this. If you have a truck with DPF, to this comment's point, diesel particulate filters, well, what do they filter? That would be diesel particulate. Well, why is there particulate to filter? It's because the engine is not running efficiently, or as efficiently as it could. And why is that? Because it's not up at operating temperature. So what this device here, this liquid heat generator, does is it runs as it needs to. So when you first kick on the truck, it's got its own little coolant temperature sensor in there, and it uses basically the power of friction to go ahead and generate all this heat. 50,000 BTUs is a lot. And so, it's a lot. And so it goes ahead and stays kicked in until the truck gets to operating temperature. And then you got your trailer behind you, you're towing on the freeway. Now it's just an idler pulley. It kicks out. It doesn't need to be running. But then when you get to the job site and you're just running the heat, or you're just running the air conditioning while you're filling out some paperwork or whatever, or you're just idling in the parking lot, waiting for your wife to get out of the department store or something, this thing will kick in to keep your truck at operating temperature. So it's pretty way functional. I was going to say way cool, but that didn't work. So not only you can have warm tootsies, so that's a win. Not only will your girl have warm tootsies, also a win. Just saying. But also the engine's not going to coke up with all this garbage, and so the EGR will stay cooler, and the diesel particulate filter will have less to filter, which means you're going into regen a whole lot less often, and the SCR system won't need to be serviced with DEF nearly as often, and so as a result, the likelihood of your system just lasting longer is way the heck higher, and so with just OE parts, this comment is 100% on track. There's really nothing you can do outside of changing how you use your truck. So if you're the guy who uses their truck as a truck, there's a trailer attached all the time, and you're going on multiple 100-mile trips. Yeah, you probably have 500,000 miles on your truck, and you might not have even seen this thing going to regen, right? Or or having an after treatment system issue with you're adding DEF and your system is like, hey, sorry, add some more DEF. It's like, oh no, it's shot. And so, but the reason why is that it's not having to actuate because your motor's running more efficiently because it's running hotter. So if you can get your motor to run hotter at full temperature more often, your problem goes away. So anyone listening to this, if you want to reach out to me privately, if you can build a bracket kit for the PowerStroke 6.0, we'll give you a sweetheart of a deal on this particular setup back here, and that way the 6.0 and the 6.4 guys can have it, because there's all of these fitment type issues that come into play, and we would be delighted to support more trucks in this, because this little liquid heat generator thing, it's good for any diesel, not just the 17 and newer. It's not like the 2012 isn't going to benefit from it. It's not like your 2003 6.0 is not going to benefit from it. It's not like your IDI isn't going to benefit from it. Of course it will. And so your 5.9 Cummins, all of it, right? So at any rate, I hope this helps. And the world is bigger. And there's a subsequent comment to this one about people just don't understand how things work. I hope what you're getting off of my channel, and if you haven't yet liked, subscribed, posted, reposted, shared, all these things, please do that. It helps the channel. It helps everybody out. But the more you know, the more you can protect your wallet from, harm. So that's our goal. And any questions you've got, please let us know. We are FICMRepair.com, and we are all in this together. Thank you, guys.